Landmines and jellyfish. Welcome back to Knives, I guess, and there are 9 sandwiches in my underwear, and 5 of them are named Ricky. I know, I've used that one before, but I just couldn't think of anything clever today. But, do me a favor and hit that like button or the terrorists win, and we've got a condor. So, let's get into this thing. Give me time! That one was fast. So we have got a Condor Krakatoa right here. Now let's take a look at what we're holding, because it'll bother you if I don't. And you know I'm too kind to you. So, first things first, most importantly, the pocket clip is tip up, which is the Lord's carry. We have got the micarta over here. We got the steel on this side. We got a thumb stud. Let's slow roll the stud carefully. Okay, and we got a little over 3 inches, 3 1/4 inches of 1095 steel. Okay, so the reason we have this is for the 1095 steel on it. All right, I got this for 40 bucks on Blade Binge. The seller listed it as like new. However, I found tape residue along the edge of the blade, suggesting it had been used to open some packages, but we're going to overlook that. We bought this for the 1095 so that we could do Cardboard Slayer with it. Now, we got a good price on it because I've seen these things run 130 to 160 wherever I've looked besides Blade Binge, but 40 bucks is a lot for a Cardboard Slayer session. I was hoping to carry it, but there are some things about this that I profoundly do not like. Let's get into the things I don't like real quick, and the biggest one is we got a thumb stud on a frame lock, which I gotta tell you that is my least favorite combination of deployment method and lock method combined. When I'm going to open this, I'm pressing on the frame lock and kind of locking this in even harder. So when I get it to break loose, a lot of times it'll open part way and like it'll flop open to about here. My thumb will be resting right here on the edge. I know how to use a thumb stud, contrary to what you guys seem to believe. I know how to use a thumb stud, but I don't want to deal with that day in and day out. If I'm trying to open this in a hurry and say open it like it's a Rat 2, it's not going to do that. It's going to pop open part way, and I'm going to cut the living hell out of myself. So the pocket clip was another issue. I did take this thing apart, and I flexed the pocket clip inwards a little bit to make it a bit stronger because it was like so loose that it couldn't hold on to anything. And now all it's doing is pressing on the frame lock and making it even harder to open than it already is. So I don't like this thing. I don't want to carry it, but get a load of this. Who in their right mind decided the pocket clip needed to be right here in the center of the knife? Who? Like, seriously, if you wanted to carry it tip down, and I hate tip down, but we all live in sin. If you want to carry it tip down, the pocket clip's all the way up here. If you want to carry it tip up, like, they're just like, we're gonna politely yet firmly discourage you from using tip up carry. Yeah, the pocket clip is not well thought out. Like, you can see right here, it is doing nothing but pressing on the frame lock, and yeah, I don't like this thing. I'm not gonna lie. You know, cue the guys coming in here to make fun of me for not liking it or saying I don't know how to use a thumb stud again. That was entertaining. I do know how to use a thumb stud. Quite obviously. I know how thumb studs work. Just saying. I know how thumb studs work. Okay? I know how they work. No, like, that was actually kind of entertaining whenever we did the first video on the Ozark Trail Valor. Because that thing was locked in so tight and it was almost a two-handed open, I caught no amount of crap. I caught no end of crap from guys saying I couldn't use a thumb stud for some reason. But this is another case where if you have it in your hands and you try to use it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But just looking at it through the lens of a camera, you don't quite see and feel what it is that I'm talking about here. But I don't feel safe trying to use this and open it on the fly without looking at it. Because like right now, it's pretty much locked in place. It's going to flop open part way, and my thumb's going to be right here when it stops moving. That's what it does. I don't like that one bit. It may not bother you, but it bothers me. Now, one thing we are going to get out of this, is we're going to get that Cardboard Slayer session, and something that's real neat about this is it's a Scandi grind. So we got a Scandi grind we can try out, and then we can sharpen this thing and put a secondary bevel on it and compare Scandi grind versus secondary bevel on the same steel, on the same knife with the same heat treatment. That should be interesting. And of course, I've been dying to test out 1095, and I've been hunting for a folder in 1095, and somebody in the comments on a previous video I did pointed out that there was this Condor for 40 bucks on Blade Binge, so I went ahead and jumped on it. You know, as much as I dislike the knife, I'm glad I did, because we got what we were after. We got the 1095 for Cardboard Slayer, but I would have loved to have carried it and done a full review on it, but I guess my full review on it is right now, I don't trust this thing to open safely. I just don't. That's the biggest thing. I don't trust this thing to open safely. I don't like how strong the detent is. I don't like pressing on the detent in order to open the knife. Like, there's a lot that I don't like going on here. So, let's take a look at our factory edge, or what I assume is the factory edge. Like I said, it was listed as brand new in box, but we already had some tape gunk on there from where it had opened packages. So let's see where we're sitting with that right now. That's not a bad cut. That's not a bad cut whatsoever. Let me wipe this edge off. And let's get out the electronic edge sharpness tester that was kindly provided by you guys through your super chat donations, your channel memberships, what have you. Thank you for the support. I will always be grateful. Always, always, always be grateful for that stuff. Okay, so if you haven't seen one of these before by some odd miracle, or if you're a new face here, the way this works is it measures the number of grams of force it takes to cut through the wire on this calibrated test clip. The lower the number, the better. Let's see where we're sitting. A 171. Okay, so a 171 is a good edge. It's not the craziest edge I've ever seen. We've seen them go down to the 130s. But for a factory edge, or what I assume is a factory edge, that's right in line with the tons and tons of other factory edges we've seen. That's actually pretty dang good. So, yeah, this is kind of just an interesting mess of a knife. Like, it's like someone got halfway through designing it and said, whatever, I don't care. Or someone's designing a knife and they look at it and go, I'm drunk. I seriously don't know what happened with this thing. I don't know what happened with the design on this. Like you can see right there. That's the pocket clip pressing on the lock. And like I even flexed the lock out this way to relax it some so that it would open on a lighter detent and be a little bit easier to deal with. And the pocket clip's pushing it in there. And I don't want to carry tip down because I hate carrying tip down. It just sucks. I know some guys prefer tip down, but I'm not one of those guys. So, all that being said, we're not carrying this thing. We're not flogging it for a week. We're just saving this for a special Cardboard Slayer session. But I did want to show you guys, this thing and let you know that we do have it. And we've got 1095 on deck, waiting to go for Cardboard Slayer. So, y'all have been asking for some 1095 and carbon steels. I have been waiting for some carbon steel. I've been waiting for a 1095 folder. I hope this thing takes a crazy edge. I hope this thing takes a crazy sharp edge with a very high polish. And again, we got that Scandi grind to test out. We can also check out a secondary bevel on the Scandi grind because I am not putting another Scandi back on here when we wipe the edge out. No, thank you. I don't know how to redo a Scandi edge from scratch like that. And when we get done with devastating this edge, it's going to need a full sharpening. I don't feel like learning. Not gonna lie, I don't feel like learning. So we're gonna see if the Scandi bevel is at 17 degrees per side already, then we may just be touching it up, or I may set this thing to 18 degrees per side. That way we got a secondary bevel to try out. We're gonna figure that out when we get there. But yeah, this is the Condor Krakatoa. No sir, I don't like it. But it's 1095 and we are gonna play with this thing. So all that being said, thanks for looking at my crap. Subscribers, you guys are awesome. Y'all keep coming in. I appreciate you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We got live streams, regular videos. There's plenty of activities. Comments. I love some feedback. Let me know what you think about this thing. Make fun of me for not being able to use a thumb stud. And let me know what you think about the lock, the pocket clip, and the thumb studs all added up together. But all that being said, y'all have a nice day.